As I had said in my recent vlog, I've done a lot of TV screens and monitors and stuff. And I've actually done a few of these items as well in this Subnautica scene here. I've done the bed, I believe, a long time ago. And I may have done this cabinet as well. But what I'm going to focus on is this thing. And I believe it's called the picture frame. Now, if you've played the game and I'm incorrect in that, by all means, feel free to correct me. I won't be able to change the title of the video because it'll already be rendered what you see it, but it'll be nice to know. It's not hard, but there are a couple of tricks to this. It's not as simple as we might think. But anyways, this is what I'm going to do, and I think in this video we'll model it, and in the next video we'll unwrap it and texture it in Substance Painter. And I've also been asked if I would show the process again of exporting from Substance Painter back into Blender, so I'll include that as well. So this is what we're going to model, and hopefully it'll look somewhat similar to that. So here I am in Blender. I've gotten rid of the cube and the camera and the light. My screencast keys are on here, and I'm going to press 1 to look orthographically from the front, and I'm going to press Shift A, Mesh Plane, and there it is. I'm going to go into edit mode by pressing Tab and RX90 to rotate. And I think I'm going to press S2 just to bring it up, scale of 2. And I'm going to press SX 1.5. We'll try that. That may not be long enough, but there's our rectangle. And we're going to start with this. So I'm in edit mode and I've got the vertices selected. And if not, you can always press this button here or 1 to do that. And I'm going to bevel these vertices. And to do that, it's not just Control B, it's Shift Control B. So you can watch my keys down here. So I'm going to press Shift Control B, and then I'm going to hold Shift down because then I move a little bit slower, and I'm pulling over to the right with my mouse. You can see them separating. So make a nice separation, and then use your mouse wheel to roll up. So I've added one extra vertex there for a total of 3. Again, 4, 5, and that's how many I'm going to use. And make it nice and rounded like that. All right, A to select it all, and then I'm going to press E and S to scale it in like this. And I'm just sort of looking at the thickness here versus here. I'm going to press SZ to scale the Z. Hold Shift and pull down a little bit just to make them a bit more equal here and here. It won't be perfect, but it doesn't matter. Now I want to select this vertex and hold Control to select that. This one, hold Control. So I held Control there. I've got just that side. I'm going to pull this over so we get some thickness on here. So this is what we're doing. We need this thickness. All right. So now, with that done, I'm going to deselect, press 3 for face selection, or click there, select that. Now you may get an extra face when you've done this. It selected the whole thing. I'm just going to X faces, and I'm back to where I want to be. I want to select this middle one and press E and S and scale it in again like this. And that's okay. I could scale in the Z just a little bit to even it up. Okay, deselect. Now 3 for face selection, Shift Alt and click this row, right? Shift Alt and click, and X faces. So I've gotten rid of those. Select here again, E and S, pull it in, and I'm trying to sort of match the thickness. And so just scale it in, match the thickness as best you can, SZ if you need to, and then X faces. Now I haven't gotten rid of all of it. I have extra, so I'm just going to do this, delete again. So sometimes that happens. These are a little bit different in terms of the thickness. That's not really the end of the world. If you wanted to, you could press 2 for edge selection, Shift Alt and click there at SZ, and sort of pull it down and just try to even it out a little bit more. Now I'm probably going to have to change the dimensions of this a little bit, but we'll do that later. For now, I want to create this piece here. Now you can't see that very well. I'm going to load another image. On this one, you can see that this is the area that I want to create. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. All right. I'm going to press Control R to add an edge loop there. Control R to add an edge loop there. Select both of them and then press Control B to bevel, pull, but I don't want the segments in there, so I'm going to roll my mouse back. So it's just like this. Get a height, something like that. And select this edge and F to make a face. And this, we have that joined now. Now I'm going to select these edges. I'm holding Shift, I'm selecting them, and I'm going to press X, dissolve edges, press 1 for vertex selection, and I've got these 4. Now if they're not selected, I can just drag a rectangle and select them. Now I'm going to bevel those to create a curve. So I'm going to press Shift Control B, and I'm going to start pulling. And as I do, it splits it like this. And if I pull too much, they overlap. So I'm going to press C for clamping so that they'll hit like the mirror clipping. So they'll hit, and then I'm going to roll my mouse up. So I've got two edges in each sort of diagonal line. So they hit, roll, there's three, and that's probably enough. We could check that out. Okay, go back in object mode. I think that's good enough, unless you want it smoother, but I think that's good enough, so I'm going to do that. Now, the whole thing is kind of a mess, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press A to select it all, and then I'm going to come to Mesh, Clean Up, Limited Dissolve, and that'll do it like that. Now we're going to have a whole bunch of n-gons, and that's going to be okay. I just want to look at this now and decide if I like the size of everything. What I might do is go into wireframe, border select there, pull it out a bit longer, and I may also grab the top here, pull that up, just give myself a little bit more room. All right, so we could do something here right now. We could punch a hole now, or we could do it later. You know what I'll do? We'll do it now. I'm going to select all these vertices. And you see that my gizmo goes right in the middle. I'm going to press Shift S, cursor to selected, and deselect. Now my 3D cursor is right there in the middle. I'm going to go back into object mode, and let's make a hole right there. Shift A, mesh plane, scale it down, rotate X 90. Now that's a square. I don't want that. I'm going to scale in the X until these lines are pretty much lined up with these. And then I'm going to scale in the Z a little bit so it's a bit more of a rectangle. All right, that's probably okay. Bevel those, Shift Control B, hold Shift, pull, and there's three vertices in each. You roll your mouse up, you get a more or less, but I think that's probably okay. Just give it a nice curve, something like that. A to select it. Now it's right on the surface, so pull it out. We're going to give this some depths. Press E, pull it through, and it may be flipped, so just Alt-N, recalculate outside, and we're going to use this to do a Boolean. So select the main body here, come to the wrench, add modifier, generate Boolean, leave all the defaults, and select that, and apply. If I take this and hide it, we have our hole. We'll leave that hidden for now, and we'll move on. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to create this piece, which is sort of joined to it. All right, and later on we'll make this piece. And it's possible that my borders here are too thick, but you know, we'll just do it anyways. Hopefully it's going to be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and if I try to add an edge loop, I can't because this is an n-gon. So I'm just going to use the knife tool. I'm just going to press K, and it'll sort of light up there, and press, what did I press? Shift, I guess, to make it go straight, or did I press A? I don't know. Just drag it down, doesn't matter, and then spacebar to finish it. If it turns out it's like this and it's not straight, just select both of them, scale X0, SX0, and that'll straighten them out. And I want to pull this so that it's about something like this, like as you can see in the image. It's not right in the middle, it's towards the side a little bit. In fact, this may not even be long enough. Maybe I will come back in here and lengthen it out like that. All right. I still kind of like the position of where this is, so I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm looking from the front. I'm going to press 1 for vertex selection, and I'm going to select this vertex, and I'm going to click on this last one when I press Control, and that'll get all of them. And I'm going to press E to extrude and pull down in the Z, and it will look like this. Just pull down about that much. Select this point and pull it upwards like that. Now I'm going to select the other point as well. I'm going to press Shift Control B to bevel. I've still got C clamping on until you press it again, and then it's off. I'm going to pull it till they join. Now let me zoom in a little bit on this. Shift Control B and pull. That's 3 points. I'm going to roll my mouse up till I have 5 points in each curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back into object mode and you'll see what we have. I think that's a pretty neat shape. I hope that's big enough. Now, because we used the clamping, we need to actually press M, merge by distance, and it will have gotten rid of the point that overlapped. All right, so far so good, I hope. The next part is a little weird to create this thing here. All right, and this is I'll show you the method that I've come up with to create this. And it may take a little bit of fiddling. My 3D cursor's over there, doesn't really matter. I'm going to press Shift-A, Mesh, Circle, and I'm going to leave the default of 32 vertices. That should be okay. Okay, so there it is. I'm just going to drag it over here, rotate X 90, scale it down a little bit. Now, off of a circle, we need to create sort of a half circle or a quarter circle, come down, join to this circle, and be right at the edge, because we're going to have to do a little manipulation of some sort. So I want this circle, if I can, close to this curve and close to where this kind of comes down. I don't want it like down there, and I don't want it up there. So it's going to take a little bit of looking at this. I want to actually go back to the reference. Can't see it as well there. Let's come over here. You see the way this comes down, and it almost hits the bottom of this. So mine may not be exactly the same, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift-G to duplicate. I'm going to pull a circle up here. I'm going to scale it down, and I'm going to move it over. I will be turning on snap to edge. I might as well just do that. I'm not going to use it yet. And I'm going to have this so that it's pretty much this middle point along this line. Let's go ahead and get started and see. I'm going to delete all these bottom vertices and these ones right up to here. Now I can try this and see if it works, or it may take a couple of attempts. I'm going to select that, press E to extrude, pull it down, and then SZ0 to straighten that out. Now this is going to come down, but I need to see how high that's going to be first. So let's go back here. And it looks like it's just leaving about a third or a quarter of the distance left there. And so I could actually come a tiny bit more. It's not going to be perfect, but I think that might be okay. And ideally what I would like is I would like the outside vertex to line up with this vertex and this. So what I may have to do is I may have to scale this a little bit. I'm actually going to move it up. And just for the moment, I can rotate this if I need to, just so that it looks pretty close to lining up. I'm going to scale it a little bit more. And it almost looks like those two could join, those two could join. So I'm going to bring this back to about there. I just want to look at this distance and see if I can live with that. Okay, see the distance right here. Mine looks like a bit more. Now, if I scale this so that this vertex and this one match, I wonder how well that would work. Or really any two. It could be this one and this one. I'm going to scale it down a little bit more. I think I'm going to go with that because I can sort of bevel that. We're going to try it. So what I'm going to do is delete the vertices of that, leaving the curve. I'm going to delete those two. Yeah, I can probably live. Maybe I'll just have to make a face in there and do it something like that. Although let's see, if I press GG, can I just slide that down and roughly keep the curvature there from a distance? I think I like the circle and the height and everything. What we'll do is we'll take this, come in and F to make a face. And now we're going to snap it to the edge. Okay, so I'm going to just pull it over here. I'm going to drag it over and hold control over that edge. And so I've got this. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it outwards so it's off that. Press 1 to look from the front. And we're going to see if this looks good. I think we're going to go with it anyhow. All right. What I want to show you is It's like this thing is sort of built into this, right? It's not two well, they are maybe separate objects, but there's a little bit of a groove in here, all right? And so we need to cut out the section that's going to be underneath this. And the way I'm going to do that is definitely look orthographic. Let's make sure there's no vertices that are not joints, so it's going to merge by distance. We did that. Make sure this one merged by distance. Let's also just check the orientation. See, this one's red. I'm going to take that and flip. All right, so we should be good to go. Now, I'm going to select this, the main body, and go into edit mode with it selected. In the hierarchy here, I'm going to hold shift and click the circle. So that was selected second. Now I'm going to come to mesh and knife project. And what that's done is it's projected this mesh onto here. So go back into object mode, select the main body, go back in, press 3 for face selection and select that. Let's actually hide this. Come back in here. Let's select these other faces here. We'll get rid of them. Delete those. We have that. Alt-H, bring that back. But it's in front. It's not lying flush with this. And we have this piece here. In fact, I don't even need that. We can rebuild it off there. So take this now and pull it back and snap to that edge. And we have this. Now I can take this and this, go into edit mode of both of them, and give them some thickness. E to extrude, pull back a little bit. We'll get rid of the back faces, so might as well just do that. And we have this. Now at this point, we may have to do some touch-up. Let's double check that I didn't go the wrong way. Yeah, they are red. Okay. Take everything and Alt-N, recalculate outside. I may be able to add the bevel modifier. We'll try the bevel modifier, but I'm probably going to want to bevel it by hand anyhow. I can try 0.02 just for now. This one may not accept the bevel modifier. I'm going to Control L, copy modifiers. There may be some work that we need to do on this one. And I want a better bevel than that anyhow. So I'm going to come in here and just want to look at this. I don't like this here, and so what I'm going to do is select it all now and come to Mesh, Clean Up, Limited Dissolve, just like I did before. So we have this. What I'm going to do first of all is I want to fix up this. So I'm going to, I can't just dissolve this edge. I don't believe I can dissolve it. No, it won't let me. So I'm going to use the knife tool, and I'm just going to drag down here to spacebar, and I'm going to drag from this point down to here. I can straighten this later, and we're just putting in some support and to there. Did I do it? There we go. It's not, I didn't do it. Let's try again. There we go. I'm going to take all that and SX0 is straightened. Now I should be able to get rid of at least one of these now. Let's see if I can get rid of both of them. No, I can't yet. So I've got one edge there, and I think I'll put another edge up top. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to come down there. So I got that. And now I'm going to take this and drag it down to there. Select the whole thing, SX0. Doesn't really matter where it goes. I should be able to get rid of this one now. Okay, now, will that have helped us? Let's find out. We're going to have to come around here, make sure we got it all. And there's still maybe other stuff that's blocking our bevel. I just want to look up here, Control B, pull. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's just look in here. You see, that's where it starts to overlap because of that really sharp point. I think we will go ahead and bevel this as much as we can, and I'll use a bunch in there. That'll give us some rounding, and I'm going to come on the inside as well. Multiple clicks. I'm going to have to get the inside here as well. And I could do this part as well, but I want to deselect this and this. And I just want to double check that I've got it all. I think I do. In fact, I could do the inside as well. Just make sure we have that. I may have some problems with this. There, just make sure we've got it all. Control B. And we can get a nice inner bevel. And that's going to be okay. Yeah, okay. Let's just have a look at this. That might be too much actually, so I'm going to back off. And I'm going to bevel it again. Just like that. We'll shade smooth, but we'll probably need a modifier on there. So we can go ahead, put on normals, weighted normal. That's going to be all right. And then let's just come to this one here and select the top. Actually, just before we do that, I'm going to focus on this one. And we'll select this edge and this. And see if these ones are in the way. Control B. I just need 3 in here for the neck to go up. And then we'll select it. And I may have some trouble at the top. We'll just see how much we can bevel. Yeah, that's going to be fine. And let's try shade smooth. And on this one, we'll also add the normals, weighted normal. And that's what we've got. So we've got it integrated. Looks pretty tight. You know, it's not maybe not as thick as this one, but it's about half the distance. And so I think we're probably going to be okay with it. We're just trying to replicate it as best we can. Okay. So let's make sure we got the cavity shader on. It'll look a little bit nicer for us. All right. Yeah, we're doing what we can. Let's put a little screen in the middle by maybe selecting into edge selection, Shift Alt and click. Just bring the 3D cursor back there, right in the middle. And we'll look from the front and Shift A, mesh plane. We'll rotate X 90 and scale until it goes under scale in the X. And we don't need a, you know, it doesn't have to be a rounded rectangle, it can be just like that, that's fine. And let's just take that and pull that up to somewhere in the middle there, let's say. Double check that it's not facing the wrong way. Okay, cool. And we'll do a little bit more of the modeling stuff. We want to put in something here, so we're going to have a little indentation. I believe we're going to have a little indentation, and then it's something that protrudes out. And so let's do that. Now to do this, it's a little hard to get a perfect circle, so we're just going to bring in another circle, and I'm going to leave it at 32 vertices. I don't mind. Scale it down, rotate X 90, and pull it out front, and we'll just get something that we think looks kind of good. Try to get it in the center roughly. And just get an approximate size. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm going to press F to make a face. We're going to use this to cut in. E to extrude, give it some thickness. Take it, Alt N, recalculate outside. All right, we're going to take that. We're going to push that in. Something like that. Maybe a little bit smaller. All right, so I'm going to select this now. I'm going to add a modifier, generate Boolean. I'm going to pull it up at the top, and with the eyedropper, select that. Apply it. Let's just take this and hide it. There is something in there. Okay, so we're going to do some beveling. So I'm going to, in edge selection, Shift Alt and click this edge and this edge, but deselect these. And Control B, hold Shift, pull, and 3 is probably just fine. All right, now we can see that at least. And then we're going to press 3 for face selection and select that. And let's look from the front. I'm going to press I to inset, pull in a circle like this, and we'll extrude it out a little bit. And I hope this is roughly what we're supposed to be doing. And I'll go I to inset again, and I'll just come out one more time. And then we'll do some beveling. With that one selected, Control B, pull. Just 3 is fine. 2 for edge selection, Shift Alt and click this edge, and bevel that edge with 3. That's fine. See what we're coming up with. And what we'll do is I could just probably drag an edge loop out there and drag an edge loop down here, same as beveling it, and we'll have this. Yeah, this is a little bit narrow, but it's still a close approximation to what we're trying to do. All right, there's just a couple more things that we're going to do, and that is over here, there's this structure here. I'm going to do some of this in texture, and I'm going to do some in geometry. So I want to create these pill shapes here. So I'm going to bring in a UV sphere. I'll bring it down to 16 here. and scale it down and bring it over here. I think this is the way I'm going to want to do this. I'm going to look from the side and go into wireframe and 1. And let's get rid of the back of this. Let's see if I got most of that. No, we missed a couple. We'll get rid of all of the back, and we'll get rid of up to maybe the halfway point. Let's just take that and extrude it down for a second. We'll have to scale this and figure it all out, but yeah, I can scale it quite a bit more. Let's just start positioning this on here. Okay. Let's take this and Shift S cursor to selected. And now I can take this, Shift D, rotate Y 180. And then select here and here, Control E, bridge edge loops. I don't need these. I can X, dissolve edges. I just want to get something in there and then see how big I want this to be. So I don't really know, to tell you the truth. Let's just take this and Shift D to duplicate and put another one there. And we can have those as our like buttons in that space I can draw in Substance Painter. So let's see, is that sort of reasonable? You know, to have those there, and yeah, so I'm going to be going for it. And we're going to fill that in over there on that side with that kind of thing. So let's just finish up by doing this. I kind of feel like it's too wide. I'm going to scale this in the X a little bit. Actually, let's not get anything else. Let's just do it like that. Scale in the X just a little bit. And yeah, okay, so let's build something for that, and then we'll be done the modeling. Let's just take some edge that goes all the way around, doesn't matter which one. Let's take that, Shift D to duplicate, pull it out, P to break it out. Hopefully it's got enough vertices to look nice. I just made a face. We might need more, but we might be fine. I'm just going to extrude it back, delete that back face, and take this face here and bevel it back. And I'll scale it down just a little bit. Let's try to sort of push it in there and see. I think it's going to be okay. And do I want it to stick up a little bit? I kind of do. Yeah. It's not as round as it could be, but it's all right. It'll do the job for us. Let's have a look at this and see if there's anything that's flipped. That thing is. Recalculate. Let's take the whole thing and merge by distance. There's nothing to get rid of. And we're going to take the whole thing right now and we're going to join it. And actually now's a good time to do that. See, I got rid of a bunch of vertices. When I joined it, removed 20 vertices. Okay, let's shut this off and have a look at our work. It's a good idea to come over to your matte caps and try something. I can move this screen if this screen seems too far back. It doesn't have to stay there. I think it looks pretty good. All right, so there it is. Just out of curiosity, what's the statistics like on this? Yeah, it's pretty small. That's fine. All right, so we're going to leave it at that. We've got our cool shape, and in the next video, we're going to do some texturing. Thanks for watching.